Hi. So after a long time of wait, I am able to make new videos, and I am going to start a new series of videos in the new year. So here we are going to meet with new people who are also in the different types of PhD programs in different universities all over the world, and so we will meet them and share. They will share their experience, and I think it will be like a lot very helpful for like the new applicants and the aspirants who want to go for abroad PhD and also want to know how the PhD life in the abroad. So stay tuned for the video, and this is the first video on that series, and of course there will be like individual videos as I make like on basic topics of the PhD applications. So that will be continued, but this is a new thing I'm going to start, and hopefully you guys will find the video good and helpful. So today we are going to meet an international student in University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and she will share her journey and with us. And stay tuned. If you like the video, share and subscribe to my channel, and of course comment what types of content you want to watch, and stay tuned for the video. Hi, Shivi.
Hi, Aditya. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You, how about your winter in
Uh,
Urbana-Champaign?
yeah, we had snow today, so it's good. Good
Same
winters.
thing happened
Yeah.
here also. Yeah. So you can introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi everyone. I am Shivi and I did my BSc in Life Science from Banasthali Vidyapeeth in Jaipur. I did my master's in Reproductive Biology and Clinical Embryology from AIMS Delhi. And here I'm doing PhD from UIUC in Comparative Biosciences.
Like when you have thought about actually like the doing a PhD, and then when you have a thought in mind like I can go abroad also. Yeah.
Right. So, well, when I started with my master's, I like doing PhD was not like a very firm decision for me. I thought that I'll see how things go. But when I was doing my dissertation in the last year, I was quite sure that I want to pursue research and continue with PhD after master's. When I was doing my master's, I was working on my PhD application, so there was not like a much of a lag time for me between the two degrees. So when I was in the last month of my master's, I got the admission letter that I have been selected for this program. So I was clear that after this, I'll be going out for PhD.
How much research experience you have when you are applying?
Right. So, yeah, while I was doing my master's, I'll not say a huge, but I had a good amount of research experience. I had a year of dissertation work. So yeah, research experience matters. Even if you don't have a publication, but if you have a good research experience, even like 6 months of research experience, that is like that gets highlighted on your CV and in your personal statement, and that's like a very firm that this person knows what research is about, and PhD is not just like a thing for them. They are doing it because they know what exactly it is. So yeah, research experience adds on to your admission process.
Yeah, I think like also the same thing like you have to show something during the interview also, like writing the statement of purpose. You have to show like the research you have did. So yeah,
Right.
of course.
Your
Mm.
GPA also matters if you want to apply outside.
Mhm. Which are the universities you have applied, or how many applications you have did, or cold emails if you have sent?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I have sent a lot of cold emails and application. I'll not say a lot, but around 8 to 10 applications I filled in a span of a year. And cold emails can be counted from 200 to 300 cold emails I sent. Every day I used to sit and send 4 to 5 emails because emails also you have to personalize to the field you are sending and to the lab. So yeah, I applied to various universities in UK, Canada, and not lot of universities in US. I think UIUC is the only university I applied in USA. So, but I applied to universities in UK and Canada.
in UK, like when you are applying, do you have like any websites you are following for vacancies or just university applications you are putting?
So, I think Find My PhD was one of the website that I used to visit regularly. And other than that, Twitter is people post about the lab positions on Twitter and LinkedIn. So I was very active on that. I was following certain people on LinkedIn who will post the PhD vacancies all over the world. So I was following them. So yeah, you have to actively hunt for the positions, but Find My PhD on that, a very limited number of positions get advertised. But if there is any lab vacancy for not PhD, but for a research technician or research assistant, that you can find through Twitter and LinkedIn, and then later you can work around PhD.
Yeah, true, true, true. So how much you got like replies from the cold emails? Of course, I know like most of them will be like have not replied or maybe like just not
Yeah.
telling, but how many are like totally fully positive or something like that?
So, I think most of them replied to whomever I sent the email. Most of them replied to me, and even if they didn't reply, I'll send a follow-up email after 2 weeks. Then I'll send again follow-up email after 2 weeks until they didn't reply to me. So yeah, I was actively following up. So I got replied from almost everyone. But the thing was, most of them told me that they don't have a active funding in their lab for the position. So, and then those who had the funding, I gave them the interviews.
So for your university, what was the requirements? Like the English test or anything?
Yeah,
What are
so they required a English proficiency test, TOEFL or IELTS, whatever. They have a cutoff score, so they required that.
okay?
I think
And
in US, most of the universities require a TOEFL or IELTS score.
yeah, but the thing is, I have did like I have applied like almost 10 universities, and within that, just two universities required that. Because I will tell you,
Oh,
like,
okay.
of course, it will be written like you need TOEFL, IELTS, those things. But if you
Mm-hmm.
mail to the academic section, like I have completed my BSc and MSc in English language of instruction,
Mm-hmm.
then they
Mm-hmm.
can waive you the English
Okay.
TOEFL score.
Okay.
So only two, and UW Medicine also did not require that.
Okay. But yeah, I did that. I
Yeah,
told
even
them that my
yeah,
education
not
was from English background, but they still required the TOEFL
yeah, yeah,
score.
yeah. Of course, every university have defined. Even MIT,
Different,
Harvard
yeah.
also did not took the English.
Yeah, because our native language is not English, so they want to make sure that we have
Yeah,
that test.
of course. Why you have not chose India to do your PhD? Why you have felt like I can go to abroad? Like, what was the main reason?
I think it's a very personal choice to pursue in India or abroad. Even after my BSc, I wanted to pursue masters from abroad, but it eventually didn't happen because in the last year of my BSc, we had COVID and things just didn't work out that way. So when I had a thing that I'll be doing PhD, I was sure kind of like I wanted to do it from outside, and it was like a very personal choice. I'll not say that India don't have good labs or opportunities or any other thing, but it's just very personal reason. Yeah.
Only one application you have did in USA.
Yeah,
So how you are like confident or you have already talked with the professor
right,
so that's why you know like you are going to get it.
right. To last year in 2022 August, I came to USA for a conference. That was SSR conference. And here I came to present my master's research work. And while presenting, I met my PI. And at that time, I told him that I am looking for a PhD position. And he had a vacancy in his lab. So he took my interview over there. And then I took his visiting card. So when I was in my last semester, I emailed him, I'm about to finish my master's and I'm looking for a position. So that's why in USA I only went for UIUC as an option because I already talked to him. And then, yeah, so it was like a direct approach. And then I went with university application and everything.
That's really great. Like I also hear about like go to conference and meet new people, but I don't think like
Right.
yeah, like I don't have like that much examples, but yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think conference is a really good place to network around and to look for opportunities. I remember a lot of postdoc opportunities and PhD opportunities were advertised in that conference. So I think that's a really good way to directly
so
meet and
how you like for a lot of people like they cannot start the conversation maybe like with the professor because maybe like they goes to conference and just have the dinner or lunch and then comes by looks the seminar and then done. Like how you like just approach that professor like I loved your talk or something like that. How you start the thing?
way when I was presenting my poster in the conference. After I was done with my presentation, I'll say that so they'll ask me whether you are a PhD student or in which year you are. So I'll tell them I'll be finishing my master's next year and I'm looking for a PhD position. So it will be great if you have any if you have any idea about any neighboring lab or PhD position in your lab. So I would
So
love to yeah.
yeah, yeah, sorry. When you are showing the poster, he have came to sh see your poster like that. It
Right,
have started,
right.
or you before you coming on the on the seminar, you knew like these are the people I
No,
will
no,
talk.
no. No,
Okay.
actually, some people do that. I know some people do that also. They will look into the visitors, like who are visiting the conference. They'll look into their lab and then they'll very specifically look for those people in the conference. But for
Mhm.
me, I was very naive. I didn't, if I'll do it today, I'll do it the same way that I'll look for the people who are going to the conference and then I'll chase them during the conference. But I didn't know about this before. So I actually approached every person who was coming on my poster. So my poster was on female reproduction. So someone who was coming over there and actively listening makes sense that they are interested in that topic or their lab work somewhere around them. And then I also approached, there were like other students who were coming to my poster. So I'll tell them that, so I'll ask them, you are from which university, you are from which lab, do you have any position? So then they'll say that, oh, RPI is here, you can go directly talk to him. So this, like, you have to talk, you have to network around to actually look for the things.
That's really good. Yeah, yeah. That's a nice experience you have shared. And what is the things if you think in your application they checks or like the most important factors? Of course, like the research experience is the most important factor. And
Right,
else, like
right.
do you think like SOP, CV, any extra other things you if you thought any thought
Yeah,
about it?
I think your application acceptance is not just one thing, it's like four, five things that club together for a successful application. And one of the thing is that if you're, for example, in my case, the lab which I was joining was different. Their research work was different from what I used to do in my master's. So in my SOP, I have to show that why I want to transition from female reproduction to male reproduction. So that transitioning should be very smooth. You should have a strong reason why you are, shifting your research. And other than that, you should have like a, even if you don't have a research experience, you should put some strong statements that, I know what I'm going to do. I know like this is what is about to come on my way during PhD, all that hurdles, and I'm ready for that. So you have to show that you are actually interested in that lab, in that position.
The students what they does not do like I don't know what why they don't do that like the cold email sending is like the very basic thing you have to start with. I think like if you are also because most many positions are like they does not comes in the websites
Right, right, right,
but maybe
right.
like they have in their mind like I will take after few months one student. So if you have already sent your mail and they have checked the profile is very good, so then you will be in already the consideration list. So that's
Right, right. That's so true. I completely agree to it that you should if you want to do PhD outside, you should immediately start sending the cold emails. You should start drafting at least those emails and send it ASAP because yeah, more emails you'll send. And now when I go back and look at my first email, I feel like, oh shit, what I have written. And then that is also again process of learning. You at that time you feel like, oh, that email is so good. But later now when I go back and look and I like, oh, that is not a good email. So more emails you send, you'll get to know like, okay, this is the mistake I don't have to do. And one mistake that I was doing, that I was writing dear sir or ma'am or hi sir or ma'am. That should not be written here. People call it by name. So,
Yeah,
dear
that I
doctor,
also have
this,
did
or
all the things.
yeah. So
Same.
these are the small mistakes that you eventually learn as more of the videos you watch, the more of the mails you send. So I think, yeah, just start sending the cold emails because that is a key for you to, that's a small key that can work anytime for you to get a PhD position.
Yes, that's true, really. Yeah. Do you want to do in future after this PhD?
So like you mean postdoc or industry?
Yeah, like what you in job specific or career plan?
So I think I'm open to both of the things. When I was in India, I wanted to do PhD and then postdoc. But after coming here, I came to know that we have a industrial postdoc as well. So I'm actually open to both of the things, postdoc industry and industrial postdoc also. So let's see what future holds for us. It's a 5-year journey and it will be like a long time to say that what we'll be doing. So let's
Yes.
see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So what's your what do you want to do
Yeah, for
after
me also,
PhD?
like I just want to focus on the research. Like that is like the main goal to be like the good researcher, and then of course like
Mhm.
whatever things will happen in during the 5 years, I cannot say everything. But
Right.
yeah, like but I want to stay in academia. I love the academia, but there is lots of struggle. But let's see how much
Right.
struggle I can कितना झेल
Beer.
सकता हूँ तो
I didn't know anyone who has come to US for PhD. So I would continuously watch videos on YouTube. I would try to connect people on LinkedIn. I'll talk to them and then they will advise me that sooner you start preparing for your documents, your transcript, it will be good for you. So while I was in during my master itself, I was I was prepared that okay, this much of effort and time it will take starting from sending cold emails, then giving interview, then whole application process, drafting SOPs, personal statements, and all that process, it will take you a bunch of time. So the sooner you start with that, it will be good for you. So all the things that I did was based on I will go to YouTube, I'll search how to write a perfect SOP, how to send a cold email. So yeah, I did YouTube helped me a lot. So that's a good thing. You are also doing this like helping people to draft their mails and SOP. That's a really good thing. And other than that, my PI also, like my PI in India, under whom I was doing my master dissertation, she helped me a lot with the SOPs. I'll write up my SOP, I'll send that to her. She'll see, she'll modify it, she'll correct certain things, and that helped me to, go forward.
yeah, the defensive field in the work culture and the environment and like the research equipment like from India and US, like difference between that.
And you want me to compare it from India?
Okay, don't compare it. Just tell how good it is
So
because
honestly speaking, I didn't think that there is some instrument or chemical difference. Like the only thing is if I order a primer today, I'll get it in 2 to 3 days. If I order a chemical, I might get it a next day also. So things are quicker here because it's just US to US transportation, but in India it has to be from outside. So things used to take a bit of a time to come and like chemicals and reagent, but it is quicker over here. Other than that, I don't think equipment wise or anything is different. If your lab has good funding, you can afford the things. Simple as
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And in terms of environment, I'll say that so I think environment it takes you time to adjust to the people. Even if you are in India or you are doing PhD or any degree abroad, it takes you some time to adjust to people and your surrounding. So I think it's not like a much of a difference in terms of lab or environment. It's more or less similar.
Uh,
The
That's
only difference is that in India, you might not have to uh, go and, basic household chores will not be your responsibility in India, but here, all starting from the cleaning to groceries and all that thing is your responsibility. So, I mean, that's a basic
yeah.
every international student goes through.
So can you tell, like, if you want to disclose, of course, it's not a big deal, but is it fine, like the salary you are getting for accommodation, all the things is covered, or do you feel, what do you feel?
So, the stipend or the assistantship that I'm getting, it's good enough. So it depends on the place where you live. So since Urbana Champaign is not very expensive place, so it's good enough for you to afford your accommodation, food, groceries, and all other things. And I'm living in a university housing, so it's pretty much affordable for you. And it's near also, like if you want to go to your lab little late, so it's near and that sense also it's good. So regarding the stipend, it's basically based on the NIH guidelines. And you can easily manage yourself and other things if you come here and you get PhD assistantship. I got my admission letter for UIUC. In that, they wrote that you will be employed as a graduate research assistant. And being coming from India, I had no idea what is graduate research assistant. So I talked to my PI that I am not sure what this means. And that the line was that you'll be 50% employed as GRA and you'll be paid this. So I was not sure what work I'll be doing as a GRA. So I talked to my PN and he told me, and that's for all the students who are watching this also. So in India, for example, if we clear NET or GATE or ICMR exam, our stipend comes from the government, and that's how PhD students maintain their lifestyle. But here you have to work. GRA means basically you'll be working on your PI grants and you'll be taking those grants forward. The work you'll be doing will be for that grant or that project. So you'll be paid from that project. And if you do teaching assistantship, you have to take certain lectures or lab attendance. You have to do some lab work or
Yeah,
take the yeah,
grading.
so yeah,
Yes.
grading, taking the exams or checking the papers or all that thing. So you'll be paid for that. So what I am doing is GRA. Basically, I'll be working on my PI project, and later, let's see if I do TA or not.
I think most of the topics we have covered, and of course, it will be a helpful video. And thanks
Right.
for joining and sharing
Yeah,
with us all the
of
your
course.
journey. Yeah, hope to see you again, and best of best
Sure.
wishes for your PhD.
Thank you. Same to you. Best wishes. We are in the same year. Like, yeah, best wishes to you as well.
Thank you, sure.
Okay. Thank you.